Folks, are you there? Are you with me? Are you listening to the show? Are you? These are all questions. Questions that should be asked. Questions I demand you answer. Alright, that was a test, just to see if it was working. Hey everyone, Chris Show Miele here, with a brand spanking new episode of the show. And ooh baby, have I got one for you. But first, before we get to the one that I have for you, we gotta play the freaking theme song. As I've said many times in my life, get it, fam? Okay, so it was cut off early, so let's do that again.
Don't judge me, this is on!
That's right, folks, you got a very special double-themed episode. 2 themes for the price of 1. Of course, as I've said before, in many episodes, I give a little pre-show warning. Please swipe your credit card right now in whatever slot you have on your computers. You know how they're cutting out slots on those things nowadays. They're just cutting and chopping up these computers. We don't even know what computers are anymore. But please swipe your credit card right now into your credit card slot on your computer so we can get this thing popping off. So I know that you're a valued customer of the Chris Show with Miele. Of course, freedom ain't not free. This show is not free. You must pay me $5,000 to $20,000 in that range, somewhere in that range, so that you can pay off your Chris Show membership for the week. Of course, it is a weekly membership. I wouldn't be just giving away this thing for free. That'd be very ludicrous of me. Why? Hey. That's ludicrous? Like me, Chris Show Miele, the thing you're listening to right now. And that's right, of course, as always, we've got the laughing audience in the studio. All they can do is laugh. They don't know anything else. And I just noticed that there is a stick in my drink. That's right, folks, a stick in my big glass of water. Of course, today I'm drinking water. Usually I pop open like a beer or something, so I have my 1 beer of the month. Okay, that doesn't make any sense. 1 beer of the week, because it's a weekly show. Bah-ha-ha. But today I'm drinking freaking water. That's right. One of the audience members brought their air horn. You know what? I'm really excited, because this week I actually have a few ideas of what I'm gonna be talking about here. I got a few segments. We got a few talking points. I think this is important. We live in a society, that's based pretty much on conversation. Will we be having conversations? Will we be talking to one another? Will we be sharing our thoughts and feelings? Of course, I will be sharing my thoughts and feelings. That's the whole thing about this. And it's really just me sitting here. Yes, I will be having a conversation with myself. Will anyone tune in and listen? Who cares? I do not give a dang crap. We live in a society. Once again. Did I ever say that? I don't know. Nobody cares. Nobody pays attention. So it's really just me here. Of course, I wouldn't say you have to pay attention. You don't have to pay attention to anything. So speaking of paying attention, or paying just in general, do not forget to swipe that freaking credit card or debit card, or even try and put money in there, cash, into the slot, see if that'll work. Computers have come a long way. And no, grandma, or any old people listening, the desktop or the screen you're looking at, that's not the computer. Unless it's a laptop, I guess. Then you can try to put it in there anyway. I guess we should get to our let's get a segment going. Let's get a brand new segment I've been working on. I've spent hours in the Chris Lab. It's what we call it here at the Chris Show. So I really have to have content for all 0 listeners on the show. It's really important that I come through with the content, or else I will be eliminated by God. Yes, God. He owns many guns. I don't know if you know this, but God has basically like the cheat code of life. He unlocked every single gun. He didn't even beat the freaking game. I think beating the game would be just eliminating everybody. That's how God beats the game. Okay, let's get on over to the very first segment of the show. This segment has been around for a while. We do it very sporadically. That's how good it is. It is not movie time. Okay, I was leading up to movie time. We're not doing movie time. Get that out of here. Throw it in the trash. Put that segment right in the trash. We're going to do a new segment. Let's pop off with a new segment. This segment is called Top 5.
Top 5.
Welcome to Top 5. Brand new segment where I will point out what's the top 5. What the... Alright, what's the top 5 of the day? Well, today we got the top 5 catsploitation films. Now, let me give you a little history, a backstory. Catsploitation, very popular form of, I guess, B-movie. Of course, not B-movie starring Jerry Seinfeld, but rather C-movie, cat movie. These are films about cats. Usually they're action cats. Usually it's, they have commentary on society, politics. But also it kind of gives a hero to cats. I think cat representation in film is so important, and it's really, as they've said, it's the cat's meow. Very popular in the 60s and 70s amongst, I guess, film-goers. Catsploitation films. Let's get down to the freaking catsploitation top 5 films with our very first, number 5, Shaft and Heat. Now, Shaft and Heat, very interesting segment, this is a segment. Very interesting film in the Shaft series, the franchise of Shaft. Basically what happened was the actor that played Shaft, he didn't want to return for another one, so Metro Goldwyn, whatever the other M stands for, movies, I guess? I don't know. They decided to hire a cat. They hired a cat to act. And this was a very good cat, very good little boy. He filled the role of Shaft very well. I don't even think people noticed that instead of a blaxploitation film, we got a catsploitation film. One of the most important catsploitation films ever made. It's right up there with the Cat Father. Okay, number 4. Furry Furback's Cat Ass Song, starring Meowin' Van Kibbles. This movie is also very good, but it's better than Shaft and Heat. That's why it's number 4. That's how it works. It gets better as it goes down, right? It's all downhill from here, but in a good way. We only go down the numbers, right? We don't go up. We go down to number 1. But we're not going to do that yet. We're going to do number 3. Number 3, Kitty Brown's Sardine Smackdown in Barkin' Bronx. Now, a classic theme, classic trope, I guess, in a catsploitation film, is that the cats are always at odds with the dogs. Now, the dogs kind of represent, I guess, the bad guys. Sometimes the dogs and cats get along. The dogs are basically like, they're allegories for, the cops, government, whatever fool needs to be busted, right? Those are the dogs. Yeah. All right. Number 2, this is the second best catsploitation film ever made. in our brand new segment, Top 5, Garfield 2, A Tale of Two Kitties. Now, this one is pretty good. It's a remake of a classic film called Garfield 1, and it's also based off of a novel called Garfield, A Tale of Two Cities. Now, A Tale of Two Cities, Garfield, A Tale of Two Cities, is just one of those books you read and you say, well, I'd love to see this in film form, because I'm sure they'd knock it out of the park. And they did. Garfield 2, A Tale of Two Kitties, it really brings it brings a classic feel, I guess, for all those intellectuals out there, all those brain geniuses that really want a catsploitation film that not only hits them in the gut, hits them in their freaking brain. Garfield 2, A Tale of Two Kitties, it's there, and it's got a scene where Garfield mirrors with another cat, and they think they're one another or something, because they look alike. And that's that. That's the extent in which my review goes. Number 1, Cat. Now, you may be saying to yourself, what? There's just a movie called Cat? Yes. You see, I guess, a long line of movies just have one-word titles. It's normal. There's Airplane. There's Air Bud, which is just one word. I don't know if you know that, but Air Bud is just one word. It's no space or anything. It's Air Bud. So they did that kind of with Cat. And while that title is not very original, it does feature Grumpy Cat's very first appearance as Pimp Number 2. It's a little fun fact for you. I think you should all know this. So that was our segment Top 5. I really hope you liked it, because I worked super hard on it, and I really summed up a lot of catsploitation history, and I think you're going to want to check out those films.
Top 5.
So that was Top 5. I maybe that segment will catch on. Maybe I'll do a Top 5 every week. I'd like to address an elephant that isn't in the room. We don't have a co-host. Now, I made an ode on Twitter. I said, at Chris Show Miele, I said, there's going to be a co-host this time around. Well, we don't have that. Also, there's no poll. I know. Okay, no poll. Still, there's a show. The show must go on, even if there's no poll. And I had an idea for a poll, too. It's just that I literally forgot. This show is going through an awkward phase where I forget things and things don't happen. But, hey, you know what? It's a part of life. It's live, right? We will live. It says it right there at the bottom of the screen. It says live. Damn it. Damn it. This show will go on. The show must go on, alright? And I'd like to get to a talking point for the day. What do you eat for breakfast? Huh? Well, let me tell you something. Recently, I've been eating a little thing I like to call hard-boiled eggs. Now, you may be saying to yourself, okay, well, good. I'm glad you understand, because hard-boiled eggs are pretty good. In fact, I like them so much that I wrote an ode to hard-boiled eggs. I wrote a poem. That's right, Poet Chris is coming out, and everyone's gonna say, okay. Once again, you're gonna say okay again. You'll probably not be very impressed. All right, here we go. The title of my poem is Hard Boiled, and I'm not talking about the John Woo film, An Ode to Hard-Boiled Eggs. Hard boiled, you leave me oiled, filled with gas, ready for the day to pass. The eggs in a pot, I like a lot. The shells they leave are thin, like a leaf. But the inside meat, thick as a thief. The inner core, oh baby! Score! Yummy. In my tummy. Now, I have never read that out loud before, and I realized it's good. It's super good. In fact, I should get that published. I think hard-boiled eggs will love to hear that, you know? It's like, you know how you play classical music for plants, they'll flourish. They'll grow even better than they would have originally. Well, it's kind of like that. If you write a poem for your eggs, they'll come out even better, even stronger. Let's say you're making an omelet. If you want that omelet to be like extra good, an extra sloppy omelet, you just gotta read them a nice poem. And that's your Chris tip of the day. And here's your Chris sip of the day. Every week I give you a nice sip of whatever I'm drinking at the time. Of course, like I said before, it's water. So I'll be giving you a nice sip of water. Here you go, the sip of the day. Before we get to a commercial break, here we go. Ready? Okay, that's your sip of the day. Let's get on over to our commercial. See you in a second.
Hey everybody, it's me, baby. Are you tired of getting offended online? Me too. That's right. I've recently taken my LSAT. And I took the bar exam. And now I'm a lawyer. That's right. Baby attorney at law. If you wanna sue some troll online, I'm your baby. I don't know how money works, but you can send me bottles and milk and I'll be okay, 'cause I'm a baby. Baby attorney at law. All you gotta do is call 1-800-BABY. Thank you.
Alright, we're back. Now, you may be asking yourself... Okay, well, I have to stop saying that. I keep starting off every sentence with, you may be asking yourself. But you may be asking yourself, what the heck? Yeah, that's right. An ad from a literal baby. I don't know how he did it, but he sent it all the way here. We played it on the show, and I think this is some groundbreaking stuff. He's basically like his own baby boss, or Boss Baby, one of the favorite shows of the Chris Show, a part of our essential film list. And speaking of films, and we're talking about films, not freaking movies, even though movies is in the title. Whatever, man. Whatever, okay? I could call it film time, but it's movie time, right? That's what I was hinting at before. It's time for one of our iconic classic segments, Chris Show Classic, Movie Time with me, Mr. Movie.
It's movie time.
Frankly, my dear, I don't give a...
It's movie time.
Well, folks, it's movie time. Now, last night, I checked out a little film called 12 Angry Men. This film, it's an engaging movie about 12 men on a jury who must decide whether a man is guilty or not guilty of a murder. That's right, a freak. What the? Anyway, now my question for you is, did I fall asleep during 12 Angry Men? That's right. We have to solve a mystery. A mystery I can't answer for myself because I do not remember. Did I fall asleep last night during 12 Angry Men? Now you may be saying to yourself, how am I supposed to know? I wasn't there. But hey, those 12 Angry Men had to decide if that guy murdered his dad. And they weren't there. So I think you can help me decide if I fell asleep during 12 Angry Men. Of course, you're not going to say anything. You're not going to call in. You're not going to put anything in the chat because there's like no one listening to this. I don't give a dang crap. But you, the listener, can listen in. You can also tweet at Chris Show Miele if you'd like to, if you're so inclined. Did I fall asleep? I'll give you all the facts, and maybe a jury of my peers will decide whether or not I fell asleep during 12 Angry Men. Okay, the film starts, right? I'm sitting there. Now, I've seen the first half of 12 Angry Men twice. That's right, twice. I haven't watched the rest of the film until now. Maybe. Did I? I don't know. Anyway, let me highlight these 2 times. The first time was I was in class in high school. Teacher puts on 12 Angry Men. All right? That's normal. Puts on a movie. Says we're going to watch it next time. We don't. Second time, I was in a government class in high school, senior year, on the way to graduation. Puts on 12 Angry Men. Cuts it off at the halfway point. Says we're going to watch it in the next class. Guess what, folks? We didn't. So, I was left hanging. I still have not finished 12 Angry Men until last night. But did I finish it? This is basically like the cereal podcast. You know cereal? I'm not talking about the delicious breakfast food, kind of like hard-boiled eggs. No, I'm talking about the cereal podcast with an S. I think this is like Making of a Murderer or whatever that show is called. Those are popular podcasts. I think we can get that popping off on here. I think that can get the Chris Show more listeners or viewers now. Whatever it is. No, it's not the button I meant. Okay. Another part of the case. I woke up at 5:50 because I had work in the morning. I worked in the morning. Could I fall asleep? Is that why I fell asleep? I don't know. Did I fall asleep? I don't know. What does any of this mean? I don't know. What I'm asking is, did I miss a part of 12 Angry Men? We got to the halfway point of the film, and I was like, okay, we're getting to an area I haven't seen. Then something happened. I started missing the details. My eyes started closing. And yes, this is normal, but I was doing that thing where my eyes closed, and I'm like, no, my eyes aren't closed, and I open them back up. But was I actually watching the movie? I don't know. And yeah, that's movie time, folks. Think about that on your own, right? Just think about it. Sit, and if you ever need anything to think about, because we all do, think about that. Did I fall asleep during 12 Angry Men? Do I have to watch it again? Well, I don't know.
It's movie time.
Frankly, my dear, I don't give a...
It's movie time.
So that was the movie time. Just a podcast segment that we like to do every once in a while. Now I'd like to get to another topic, folks. Not a new segment, because we're out of those. Those are literally all the segments I had planned for today. I'd like to get to a talking point. I screwed up. I screwed up. You know, every once in a while, I like to make a freaking post on Snapchat. The app, the infamous social media app. I made a post yesterday, and dang, was I not paying attention? Because when I realized what I left in my post, I felt like a real freaking fool. So basically, it's Labor Day weekend. That's whatever Labor Day is, really. Who knows? I guess it's a day for labor, but not doing labor. It's mixed up. Someone's got to decide. I think it's just a thing that somebody made one day and said, hey, how about we just don't work this day? And at the same time, think about how we work pretty much like every day, and we all want to just die, and yeah, we're all depressed. That's basically what it is. I freaking screwed up. I made a post on Snapchat saying that I was gonna get freaking it's gonna be freaking lit this weekend, and of course I put a picture of me holding a Powerade. It was a little goof, of course. The Powerade wouldn't get me messed up. But I'd like to highlight one thing, or a few things. One, apparently the Powerade must have got me screwed up because I put Memorial Day instead of Labor Day. That's right, folks. I somehow in my lizard brain I got Labor Day mixed up with Memorial Day.
You had an accident. What does that mean?
Goo!
I made a goo. I screwed up. And people saw it too. It took me about 2 hours to realize I messed up. So, I deleted the post. Of course, I made another post after that saying, well, guys, I meant Labor Day. It was too late at that point, folks. 13 people had seen that I screwed up. I can't believe it. I felt like a dang fool. You know what? I'd like to apologize. It's Labor Day weekend. A weekend for you to go to the beach. A weekend for you to have fun with your family and friends and barbecue and freaking, I don't know what you people do. What do normal people do? Huh? Huh? Do they have crab legs and make ribs and drink martinis at the baseball game? I don't know. What? What do normal people do? Hey, if you're a normal person, you can let me know what you do at Chris Show Miele. You're not gonna do that, but hey, do it anyway. That's the Twitter for the this thing. What do they do? Am I too close to the mic? I don't even know. And that's why today I'd like to make an announcement. Here we go. Ready? Hey folks, Chris Miele Show with Miele. Show the Miele Show. Show with Miele Show. Show Miele. At ChrisShowMiele.com. Dogman.com website. At Chris Show Miele. Miele with me. I have a big announcement. I will never mess up ever again. I will never make a screw up, a freaking blottoed. I will never get blottoed and screw up. I will never make a boner. I will never do a blooper, a bango, a bingo, a dingo, a dongo, or a freaking floppy wop. I will never epically fail. I will never drop the ball. I will never cut the cheese. I will never fall over on my face and everyone points at me and laughs and says, ah ha ha, dumb guy, he's stupid, he probably smells bad too. I don't smell bad, I smell really good. I can't afford to smell bad, baby. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Ooh, yeah, that's right. Yo. Oh, here we go. Oh. I can't afford to mess up, baby! Yeah! Whew! That's right, folks. Busting out the rest of my lung for the end of the Chris Show with Miele with a big old announcement. Maybe one more sip. Here, I'm going to take a sip after that. Ready? A second sip of the day. Brought to you in part by Doritos. Ito the Dorito. Here we go. All right. So what did we learn today? Let's sum it up, folks. What what did we learn? I don't even know. No, I'm not gonna play music again. Sorry, I had no more music in my canon. I'd have a nice sum up music, but we don't have that here. I don't have that in my hand right now. Okay, what did we learn today? Hard-boiled eggs, pretty good breakfast. Labor Day, sometimes you can get it mixed up with Memorial Day. Whoopsie. Top 5, that's a good segment. I'm going to have to do that again. I'm going to have to list my top 5 of something else completely different next time. We also learned, I'm a freaking poet, baby. Ooh, baby. Ooh, baby. Hey everyone, Billy. No. Okay. We also learned that maybe I fell asleep during 12 Angry Men? Look, if you're just tuning in, you're probably saying to yourself, what? Well, guess what? You can check out every single episode of The Chris Show with Miele at Chris Miele on YouTube. That's Miele. And you can watch every single one, or listen, I guess, technically. It's really just you're listening. You're not really watching anything unless you're staring at your screen. And you know what? We can only go uphill from here. As my favorite actor, Zach Galifianakis, says in the hit film Due Date. Due Date. Go watch Due Date, directed by Todd Phillips, starring Robert De Niro, Robert Downey, Iron Man, baby, Iron Man. What if Robert De Niro played Iron Man? What if they thought they got Robert De Niro God, I'm mixing it up. Okay, we're gonna do that joke over again. What if Marvel thought they got Robert Downey Jr. to play Iron Man, but Robert De Niro showed up? That'd be nuts, wouldn't it? Freaking crazy. He's the guy that says "hoo-ah," right? Right? Okay, for all the movie heads out there, that was an obscure little layered joke, because it's actually Al Pacino that says "hoo-ah," and they both starred in the film Heat. Go check out Heat, now on videoondemand.com, Comcast, Xfinity. Humor joke of the week. Here's your humor joke of the week. Why did the chicken cross the road? So he could get to the new episode of Chris Show Miele every Friday at 1 o'clock on demand.com. Okay. For twitch.tv, I'm Chris Miele, dogman.com, website, internet, computers forever. Thank you for tuning in. Next week, there will be no next week. This is the final episode of the Chris Show Miele. I didn't say that before, but you could probably tell by the tone of my voice, couldn't you? Anyway, thanks for tuning in. That's my 30 minutes for the day. It used to be an hour, but I lost power. I have no energy anymore because I'm an old person. Thank you.